Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I am your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Twido.
Yeah, no one understands the words coming out of my mouth.
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? It's Rush Hour 2.
So good. So good.
Chinese
So good.
Vacation.
It is so good.
It is so good.
I hope they make a fourth one. I'm fine if they do. Actually, I don't want them to. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Leave well enough alone.
Well, I hadn't seen 3. I don't remember 3 at all. I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah,
so
I barely remember 3. So
I'm afraid.
We'll see.
I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is dope. This is dope, though. I'm in still.
The story of number 2 is Carter and Lee head to Hong Kong for a vacation, but become embroiled in a counterfeit money scam.
I absolutely loved it. This movie picks up 4 days after the last one ended.
Yeah.
You dip right back in. They did solid. Just it was good.
Our positive review from Robert Kohler at Variety. Superior sequel, which is the very model of the limber transnational Hollywood action comedy.
You know what? We didn't talk about it last week, but the transcontinental comedy stuff, like, that's gone too, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Fast and Furious isn't comedy, but
no. But it's yeah. John Foreman from the New York Post said the contrast between Chan's charm and physical prowess and Tucker's lack of same is even more dramatic in this tiresome, leaden sequel.
yeah, hey, that guy's a loser.
Yeah.
What's his name? John Train? Sorry.
John Foreman is what it
Oh,
said.
Foreman. Well, he's a terrible foreman. He should go get on the train.
But yeah, like you said, this movie it picks up right after the first movie on well, not immediately, but like four days, I think, maybe.
Four
days after the first, and then Lee and Carter are driving through Hong Kong.
Dude, how much you got to love just... Oh, the whole thing starts off, a bomb goes off.
Oh, yeah, it goes off.
Consulate.
There's a bomb at the U.S. Embassy at
Who
Hong
cares?
Kong.
We don't
That's
care.
about
We're
it.
just waiting
Yeah.
for... But I know it's gimmicky, but the mirroring of the first movie to this one, I don't know, it's fun. It's nice.
But, I mean, at least they start out in a different country in this. Like, they didn't go to a different country in the first one.
Yeah, and they went around in this one. I forgot they went to so many cities.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it ends in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is set. This is great. But the best part is Tucker goes, not Rock. See, I'm learning. The Wikipedia has Chris Tucker, not Chris Rock.
Well, good for them.
Complaining how he's supposed to be there on vacation and he's just working jobs with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Just...
I don't think he invited you for vacation. I think you just went.
You just went to Hong Kong and said, I'm on vacation, and expected Inspector Lee to show you a good time.
Yeah, he just wants to get rubbed off by a massage person. I mean, rubbed down.
Super horny in this movie.
Yeah. Both of them.
Yeah. So that
Sorry.
I was trying to think of what happens.
He's mad because they do that, but he gets a phone call and the police chief, Hong Kong police chief, calls him and tells him, like, this happened. It was this guy, Ricky. He's got at a club tonight.
Oh yeah, and
he's like, "Are you sure you can handle this?"
Yeah, so you get like a sense like there's a history between
Ricky
Lee
Tan.
and Ricky Tan, and so they head to the club, and Jackie Chan. His character's name is Lee, but he's Jackie Chan.
He's Jackie Chan. He's got Jackie Chan hair in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the straight-up Chinese afro. That's probably not the right way to say that. It's probably offensive. I don't care. It's the Bruce Lee, man.
Yeah. He takes him to this club and tells him to try to blend in. And Carter comes back with the The best, like, I'm 2 feet taller than everybody in here.
Goes and does karaoke and
Oh my
dances
gosh.
flawlessly.
Kills it.
I think I don't know if I like this one more than the first one, but this one, what it has going for it, there's no introduction of characters. It's oh, you know these people. Let's do this.
Yeah, you know how these two interact. Let's just get into it. And so while he's out in the club, he doesn't know it's a triad club. That's the thing. We're at a triad club, and so Jackie Chan is snooping around the back, and he finds a poker room, I guess, behind the curtain.
Yeah,
they're gambling behind the curtain.
I just love, like, it's a secret area. It's just a curtain.
Yeah, we're just gonna put a curtain up. So
but he hears the singing happening at this point.
Yeah,
and he's got to go. And that's when he finds out, oh, it's a triad place. Oh, I could sit here and just make comments like this. Oh yeah, so great the whole time, because that's pretty much how I feel just watching Chris Tucker goof off. Done.
Yeah, he reveals to Carter that, hey, it's a triad club. You need to calm down. Like, we could die here. And like, Carter's like, who taught you how to roust a bar? So he just goes up on stage and is like, I want all the triads and the ugly women on the right and all the pretty women on the left.
Translate for me. He wants all the girls on the left and the guys on the right.
And nobody does nothing. And he's just staring at this group of people with just stone expressions, and they're like, what is going on? Because this guy was just dancing now, and he's just...
Let's rip a Band-Aid off here. I'm married.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be the one that says it here.
Okay.
This movie makes every girl from Hong Kong seem like a 10.
Yeah.
Every girl. There we go. Said it. Podcast closed. Done.
And then the triad eventually come out the back, and the female antagonist, who was the one that we find out later is dropping off all these bombs at these places.
Huli.
And Jackie Chan, and they, typical, like, Chinese gangster movie, they go all running out the back down the street, and so Jackie comes running out the back, and Carter behind him. They go on this elaborate chase, of course, and then him and Carter end up on like some bamboo that's falling off a building.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. Jackie Chan, he does it in a lot of movies. It's a stereotype. Jackie Chan climbing scaffolding bamboo, I could watch that all day.
Yeah.
There is something hypnotizing of just like, holy cow. Like, that is so impressive. It's incredible.
The way he's climbing, it was like, he's probably not on a wire.
No, he was not. I don't think there's several things in this movie where he's not on a wire that, should have been. Should have been.
And so there's a quick joke of, Chinese bamboo, very strong. And so they go flying to the ground, and then they end up in did they walk to? No, they drive to the massage parlor because they didn't find Ricky Tan there. So he goes to this massage parlor, and
that scene of pick your girl.
Yeah.
I yelled at Logan, was not watching it at all, and I went, I'm going to Hong Kong. So, but like, again, like last week, I don't know if this movie could have been made today.
You couldn't have that scene today.
Couldn't have that scene. There are a ton more other scenes that are like, hey, everyone's a wuss. I'm going to call it out now. If this gets edited out, you're a wuss. I don't know. I guess you could make jokes. Like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
But, God daggum, this is so freaking just, I'm paying for this one. No. And she's like, you American dollar? Here's my credit card. Just.
Also, he's just grabbing people, too. So it's like, can't do that.
I really, really thought, I couldn't remember parts of this movie. I really thought one of them girls had a wang. And that was going to be the joke. But I guess
think you're thinking about the second Hangover movie.
Yeah. Hangover.
When they're in Bangkok.
Let me tell you something. That's the dumbest trilogy. Make one. Why did they do 2 and 3?
The first one was great. Like, and I even like the second one. Like, I like the second one. That third one was nothing.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to pull that up, but I was pleasantly surprised of like, no, it's just a bunch of hot girls. Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
No wieners.
So while he's got 5 women or 6 women massaging him on different extremities, and by extremities, I mean arms and legs.
By the way, and one of those guys, sorry for the crassness, one of those dudes is getting tugged off, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
When it goes through there, she's either massaging his upper thigh. I paused it, rewound it, and went,
Or crank his hog.
Yeah.
She's bopping his baloney, playing the skin flute.
None of mine work with the, We're good. I'm going to save you the edit. On this episode of How Did Your Podcast Get Canceled, we're talking about getting the tugboat.
So a guy walks through and Lee's like, "Oh, that's Ricky Tan," and he's like, "Oh, Ricky Tan,
you little midget, the thing,
little midget."
By the way, I looked it up. I looked it up between last week and this week. Chris Tucker did ad-lib a lot of stuff.
Yeah, of course he did.
Hated it.
Who?
Jackie Chan hated the ad-libs.
Because it made him uncomfortable. Bro. Oh, because he couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, I think he could, but it's like that guy has to be he's a stunt guy, so everything is rehearsed. Oh yeah, you know. But it's just funny thinking like Chris Tucker showing up, no script, doesn't care. Jackie Chan panicking like, oh.
I'm sure like he hit the beats he was supposed to, like the story beats, but like the stuff in between you can riff on, and like I would assume after one movie, in the second movie he's probably like he's more prepared for it, I would think.
So the first movie came out. Sorry, I looked this up earlier because I was curious, and Jackie Chan there's an interview where he's like, I don't know if this was a successful movie or not yet. Like, they've made the money back, but he's like, I don't know if it's good yet. And it was that. He just wasn't sure. I don't know. I feel kind of bad. He wasn't sure if he hit the beats
right
as good as Chris Tucker. And I'm like, yeah, you're not. You're the straight guy. So
yeah, like that. You're part of the classic. He probably didn't realize the American trope of like you got the funny guy and the straight guy.
Yep.
The funny guy bounces off the straight guy.
Funny guy goes to Ricky, grabs his laptop, and smashes it. Yeah. And all his boys get up.
And then he goes around to grab him, and then they all stand up again. He's like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I'm gonna pay you back for that." You didn't tell me he was strapped. You didn't tell me he rolls like this.
There we go. Roll like this. That's the line. And I was like, "Oh shoot!" But you do get that whole fight scene incredible. It is Jackie Chan through and through. And I realized like his thing is, whatever is around me, I'm going to use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
He steps his foot in a dang trash can and kicks people with it.
And then tosses it to Carter, and he hits somebody over the head. Chris Tucker got involved in some of the stunts.
Yeah, and you could tell. And he got it in this movie. He definitely did.
Yeah. Like, there's no faking that. Like, when the camera is up close on you and Jackie Chan does a flip over your back, like, you just got to go with it.
Oh, dude, that whole thing of him telling Carter to flip him, and it lands perfect, and Chris Tucker gets pumped. They do it later, but like there's a high five sequence they give each other. But they beat all them boys up. Then you got the boys in the suits.
Then 30 more show up, yeah.
We're going to strip you butt naked and drop you off on a highway.
On a highway. And then they're just running through traffic with trash lids and newspaper. And
I love, like, Jackie Chan's covered up both sides, 100%.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker? No, man. No. Them running down that street was a real take. They couldn't block the shoot-off.
Yeah, so they probably just did it. It was like,
that's just real cars passing by these guys butt naked.
So, and people in traffic probably like, oh, there's Jackie Chan naked in the street.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Save that terrible accent. We're good. Don't worry. All straight. No problem.
So at this point, the Secret Service is meeting with Lee's boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Hong Kong is what I meant to say. And I said Hong Kong.
Oh, I thought you said Goku. I was like,
no, I misread my notes pretty bad. My handwriting's terrible.
Different nationality, anyway.
Oh, Goku? Yeah, let me tell you about him. He's a monkey, dude. You ever gone Super Saiyan? It's dope.
That's about all I know about Dragon Ball Z.
Before that, I guess at the same time, you do get the understanding that Ricky killed his dad, we
or don't get the full story yet, but there's like some sort of history between Ricky Tan and Lee's dad. There's something there. So the Secret Service or the Treasury, whatever they are.
It's Secret Service, but they talking to him. It's just like, this is such a goofy movie, and it's a good goofy.
Yeah.
Like, I got my best guy on this. It's Lee. Lee walks in butt naked, scurries in like no one saw him. Like, yeah, we all saw you, dude.
And then closes the door and like, who the hell was that? That's Chief Inspector Lee.
Oh, no. Never mind. I have such a hard time not dropping accents here.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lee meets the Secret Service agent at his boss in his office. And he's in a meeting finding out what's going on. But meanwhile, Carter gets changed in the office and walks out and realizes he left his wallet and passport at the massage parlor.
Heaven on Earth massage parlor.
Heaven on Earth massage parlor. So he goes out into the streets of Hong Kong in search of Heaven on Earth, and has a hilarious exchange with a woman that's a chicken woman on the street.
Oh, dude, even better, that dude walks by and he's like, cheap suits, cheap suits, cheap suits.
Cheap suit.
And he gets a cheap suit.
How cheap? Cheap as hell?
This movie, there's a couple movies. I used to work for a place where I would have had to go to China. And Hong Kong first, and then go to Dongwon, which is outside in China.
Mm-hmm.
Not as nice as Hong Kong. But I didn't get my passport, because if you go once, you're going to go monthly. I ain't doing that. Yeah. Man, I regretted it. I was like, dang, I should have done this. Like, this would have been awesome. I could have gotten a cheap suit. I could have gotten a chicken. I could have gotten a taxi. But buys that chicken because he doesn't want her to kill it.
Yeah. I like my chicken grilled.
Fried. Crispy.
Dead and deep fried.
I'm going to tell you straight up. In this movie, for a moment, I actually could see Dave Chappelle doing this now. There are a couple of beats where I'm like,
yeah,
that was a Chappelle line. All right.
Yeah.
I like my chicken fried.
Bitch.
You ought to put it in a pan. Yeah, I can't do a Chappelle.
Yeah.
You're the impersonator guy. I need to drop it out my wheelhouse and just be the offensive one.
So he gets in a cab he just walks down the street. He sees Ricky Tan coming out of the place. And so then he gets in a cab and says, follow that car. And so he follows him. So we go back to Lee in the office, and the Secret Service is explaining, like, hey, Ricky Tan and Triaz got a hold of this money printing machine. And they're bringing in fake bills or something they don't get that.
What's it called? Super dollars.
Yeah, a super bill but we don't get the full story until later on.
No. Yeah. So bomb blows up at the police place.
Yeah, then a bomb goes off there.
Yeah. Lee thinks that Carter's dead. Just like the best, like, the writing in this was great. Maybe I'm just a 90s guy, and this is not in the 90s, but I feel like it is.
It was 2001.
2001. Well, I can't read. Yeah. It's just so great. Like, you get Tucker showing up, Carter. I got to start using their names. Carter showing up at the boat. You going to wait for me here? Yeah, I'll wait for you. Don't eat my chicken. And then you got Jackie Chan doing the greatest thing I've ever seen still, grabbing that styrofoam cooler, standing in it,
front
and
flip
holding himself
into
up.
front flip into the water, holds onto a rope, and then like pulls his way onto the boat because Ricky Tan's having a party there tonight. And I get the secret, not unknown to them, Secret Service has a undercover agent on said boat inside the operation.
A customs agent.
Yeah. And
Which I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. I think I've said on the podcast, I have worked for the government before, and customs agent is the most legitimate, like that. I'm a customs agent. That's a thing. You aren't a customs agent, but that's what you're going to say.
yeah.
So I was like, yeah, all right. Someone did their work. That's great.
So this Secret Service agent is posing as a dirty customs agent.
Bingo.
And her name is
Hottie
Isabella
McPants.
Molina. Yes.
Oh, God. Yeah. And then you get the daggum Chris Tucker at his finest,
Yeah.
trying to pretend like it's his boat.
You must know my friend Moralo Ganadas. Well, I'm sorry. I thought you rolled into best of circles.
That line was, I paused it and went, wait, rewound it. Also, side note, we're old. Rewind. I had to explain to someone what that meant this week.
I remember telling my nephews what that was. about a year ago.
I found a picture of a tape cassette, like, but like you listen to like a Walkman, and I'd put a pencil through it so I could rewind it by hand. And someone was like, "You just broke that thing. You put a pencil through it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I had to rewind it." And they went, "Nope, not clicking." Okay. I'm the smartest man alive. There's no one else younger than me that will do anything great. I will win. Yeah, that whole rant was beautiful, but you do get the... I don't remember the guy's name is.
Stephen Wright was the character's name.
Yeah.
Played by Alan King.
He's an L.A. hotelier.
Hotel billionaire.
I mean, like, and I forgot. I thought they stayed in Hong Kong the whole movie.
No.
So that was like, oh, shoot, they're going to go back. All right. But right after this, Carter goes down to the bottom to investigate stuff. Lee comes out, and he figures out he's not dead.
Yeah.
Then they get captured.
Because his big thing was like he was going to avenge Carter's death on this boat. And he picks up this guy and gets him in a lifesaver. He's like, "Where's Ricky Tan?"
Has Jackie Chan ever played a villain?
I don't think so.
Dude, I think he'd be a killer villain.
Probably would be. But Carter comes down the steps.
How much money do you have? Let's make a movie.
Not enough to make a movie.
Me neither.
Carter
comes down and shocks him.
He's like, "Who died, Lee? You. Detective you?
You. Detective you.
Oh not God. You. Me?
Is that offensive?
No, that's funny.
No, I don't think so at all, dude. I think it's daggum hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, somebody would find a problem with it today because everyone has to have a hot take or an opinion about everything that comes out. Nobody can enjoy it anymore.
DeppAlert.com. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard Netflix documentary. Hot take.
Oh, have you watched it?
I haven't, but I can tell you right now, Amber did it. She pooed the bed.
She doo-dooed on the bed.
The Depp hour's done.
Amber turd.
I do have to ask you, by the way, have you watched the movie The Tuxedo?
Yes.
Okay. I think I asked you last week too, but
I
didn't realize Rush Hour 2 and The Tuxedo came out within a year of each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like back to back.
Jackie was busy.
It's primetime, Jack.
Jackie Chan was busy for about a year or two.
Sorry. Let me not let you go down some rabbit holes here, but
yeah.
They go to the back to go talk to
Ricky Tan.
And Ricky Tan tells him, I believed him because I forgot. I was like, oh, this dude isn't that bad, actually.
Yeah, he's like,
And that crazy hoe comes out and shoots him off the
Crazy.
boat.
crazy Hooli comes and he's like, they
Holy.
set me up. Like, my people are doing stuff that I didn't want them to. I didn't want to do all this. Shoot him off the boat. There's another fight through the boat, and Hooli escapes after she kicks Carter in the face and knocks him out. After Carter gets up and he sees Stephen Wright saw all the action and didn't react to it.
Smoking a cigarette, just like Harvey Weinstein.
Oh God!
I don't know why that's where I went with that, but that's what happened.
So they get admonished, of course, and they send Carter back to L.A. and Lee's in trouble, and you know the typical part of a buddy cop movie of you stay away from this, and they don't. So they both fly to L.A. and Jackie explains to Carter, hey, Ricky Tan set up my dad and got him killed because he wouldn't do the triad stuff that Ricky Tan was doing.
But Carter assures him, hey, every large criminal operation has a white rich man.
Which, how old is Jackie Chan supposed to be, and how old is Ricky Tan supposed to be?
Yeah, because they look about the same age.
Yeah, it's... I have to look this up. The actor that played Ricky Tan was born in 1952, and Jackie Chan was born in 1954. So the guy that is playing his dad's former partner is 2 years older than him.
Yeah, that tracks.
So he must have been like a young guy. I guess we're supposed to assume he's like this young guy on the force when all this happened. But anyway.
Yeah, it all tracks. I'm cool with it.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah. So they end up in L.A. and they get this hotel room and they find out where Stephen Wright is staying and Isabella is with him.
You get some real stalkerish stuff going down here, son.
You definitely couldn't put this in a movie today.
Yeah, I could not quit rewinding and watching that. You know what I'm saying, dude? Oh, yeah, boy. That daggum tool they're using was dope. That's all I was thinking about. I mean, yeah, you got that girl get naked, but I was like, dude, I want that viewfinder.
Yeah.
I could look at some serious hawks with that thing. I want that.
Yeah, hawks.
Oh, you think I'm kidding? Oh, dude, I'm dead serious. I couldn't find it. I looked. I don't know what that was, but I'm going to figure it out.
It's like a scope or something.
I really wish I'm joking, but I'm sadly being very, very serious. I mean, that girl looked great. Don't get me wrong, but I was pumped. I was like, dude, this thing is cool. But
yeah. So they get super horny. Jackie Chan gets super horny in this scene.
It was so uncomfortable, but I laughed so daggone
He puts the thing up
hard.
and like he immediately like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, I'll try to stay awake.
So this is a weird. I'm gonna call myself out here. You're probably gonna be really concerned and drop me from this. My notes. I have a line that said, "What did Chris Tucker do at that chicken's butthole earlier?" At this point, I wondered, what was that whole thing about? You remember when she pulls the chicken out?
Yeah, she's blew in the butthole.
Apparently, in Hong Kong, a chicken's butthole tells you the quality of the chicken.
Okay.
But it was at this point when I got really concerned of, wait a minute, that woman blew on a butthole of a chicken earlier. What are we doing? Yeah. So I just want to call it out. That's all. I want to make sure I point it out.
I just want to, stop everything and go back to that moment in the movie.
Yeah. Sorry. There we go.
But they see that Hooli is delivering her a package, and they immediately think, hey, that's a bomb.
She's the bomb.
I said, she's a bomb. So they run across the street, and it's a hilarious sequence of Jackie Chan running through a hallway with this box, edge to edge with his hands. And he's like, what'd I do?
God dang. That whole sequence, just money. Straight money.
They run up the stairs and they get to the roof and he's like, throw it off the roof. He said, there's people down there. We about to die.
Dude, Chris Tucker, and like there are so many bad decisions he's trying to pull. That one at the end, he's like, shoot him, Dad, shoot him in the head, do it, do it, pull a trigger.
Ain't nobody here but us.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell nobody here but us. Like, okay, yeah, okay.
So they throw it off and they throw it on the other side of the roof, and she comes up there and she's like, "Hey, this is not a bomb. You've almost ruined several months of investigating." And she flashes a tiny little badge on her bra.
That thing, I was like, okay. I thought the goof was going to be, that's from Victoria's Secret, whatever he says it's from, too. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he knows exactly what catalog her underwear is from, which is weird, but you know.
That's such a stereotypical thing of that, like.
Spring catalog, page 27. Girl got class.
Also, I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to go back. We're talking about this movie wouldn't have been made. When he's in China going up the stairs, one of those girls calls him Kobe.
Yeah.
Because when he was there filming, all the locals thought he was Kobe Bryant. They worked that joke in. I'm like, dang.
That's
all
hilarious. Right. But she explains, like, hey, there was one back in the 50s or whatever, we let the Shah of Iran have a money printing press for some reason because we were geniuses. And so Ricky Tan and his people got that on the black market. And then they went and bought some plates from this Swedish guy that had $100 plates that you could print money from, but they had to get their ink from India, so it's different. It burns red. It doesn't burn black like the ink we use here. So she sends them...
For all the video watchers, if I'm on lighter real quick, let's see if this burns black.
He's holding nothing.
Dang it. All right. Thanks. I wouldn't even burn a fake one. I'd just go drop it. But anyway.
Yeah. So she sends them to go find the plates. And probably the best scene in the entire movie.
Kenny Karate?
Kung Fu Kenny.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Referenced in a Kendrick Lamar song. I can't remember which one yet right now.
The only reason Don Cheadle agreed to do this is if he could fight Jackie Chan and speak Chinese.
Cool. And
I forgot he's in this movie, and I immediately went, dang, Don Cheadle's cool.
Don Cheadle is talented. Like,
he is, and he plays his cards right, dude. He knows what he's doing.
So we pull up on this place, and he's like, Kenny, you dress like you a black man with a Chinese restaurant on Crenshaw, and you dress like a Chinese man.
As soon as Don Cheadle, I mean, I know everyone listening is not going to do this, but does the thing of sticks his hands in both the sleeves, you know?
Yeah.
I went, oh my God, this is the funniest thing I ever watched.
Total weeb, if you can be a weeb for Chinese people. I don't know if it works that way, too.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's called a cheeb. That's probably something really offensive. I don't know.
There's probably something. So he does have a fight with Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan's like, where'd you learn that? And he's like, Master Ching taught me from Beijing. Nah, Freddie Ching from
that's his brother.
Crenshaw. He's like, oh, that's his brother.
Okay.
Oh, they're brothers. So he's like, so what you doing hanging around 7-Eleven? And he's like, 7-Eleven? Because the mouth.
Dude, what a sick line.
That's a sick burn, dude.
Oh, man.
Damn fly in here. Got your ass. Anyway, it was a fly.
Oh, man, I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, man, I'm really tired because this is really crazy.
So he says, like, a guy threw around like $50,000 the other day, and he's like, something ain't right with this, but he had the cash, so he took it, and so they bring that out, and they light it, and it goes red. He's like, ooh, this fake. So
they trace the money back to the bank it came from because they're not serialed correctly. Like,
Yeah, sequential bills.
thank you. Couldn't spit it out.
But they actually, he gives them the name of the guy that gave it to him, and he works security down at like a building downtown somewhere.
Yeah, the Rain Bank.
Yeah, and so,
Rain. Oh, it's that dude. The Rain Hotels. And okay, sorry, just click.
Yeah. So he sees them coming, and so we get another chase, and I can't remember what happens from here.
Oh, it ends quick because he goes out the back door and everybody's loading stuff up in the truck.
Oh yeah, this is where they
get captured and strapped in.
And Isabella's theirs too, and she knocks them out, and then they get strapped into the truck headed to Vegas with a bunch of statues with funny money in them.
Yeah, and that whole sequence of them getting to Vegas, I was like, oh shoot! All right,
First day, they will torture us for 3 days. Then they will cut off our egg rolls. Cut off our egg rolls.
I gotta tell you, the wildest part of this, they had to shut down production of this movie after they got in Vegas because so many fake bills went into currency. Bills say "In dog we trust," but extras are pocketing them and going to casinos.
Oh my gosh, because they look so real.
Yeah, I can't remember how many. I had the thing highlighted somewhere, and I can't find it now, but it's a lot of money, Preston. It is a lot of money.
So a lot of casinos got scammed.
Yeah. Enough to shut down production of the movie.
Wow.
Because the FBI came.
Oh, well, yeah, that'll
and
be
requested the props department to do an investigation. I'm drawing a blank. Like, they show up in the sewers.
Well, yeah, they
Jeremy Piven. That's right. They got to go get some clothes.
Yeah, once they get out the truck and they take out the triad that drove the truck, they head into the sewers and they see the Red Dragon Hotel, which was the same name as Ricky Tan's boat. So they're like, oh, well, there you go. That's how you launder a bunch of money. So then, and then they go and get suits at this, I guess it's a Gucci store or
something. I think it's Gucci.
It's like a fancy store that's inside the Paris Hotel, which was funny as hell because that's where I stayed when I went to Vegas. I recognized that roof as soon as they walked in. I was like, oh, that's the Paris.
That's my favorite thing about movies like this. Of if you've gone somewhere, it's like, oh shoot, I know where that place is right away.
In there. I don't remember a Gucci or an Armani store in there, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
I don't remember Jeremy Piven either, but that's all right.
Yeah, and that whole thing is hilarious. He's like, "What size is the waist? Let's see."
I walked in the other room and I was getting some water. I wasn't really listening. I was listening. I wasn't watching. And it was like, wait a minute. What voice is it? Who is this person? And when he popped up, it was like, oh my God. Like, daggum, that's crazy.
Buttercream, croc skin, buttercream.
Buttercream.
Let's put a dead animal on you.
Perfect.
What size is the waist? Let's go see. Oh, wait a minute. Sweetness?
I think you need some animal around you.
You got the big, broad shoulders, the mochaccino face. Let's put a dead animal on you.
Dead animal.
So they get all dressed up, and then they head across the street back into the casino, and they tell the story about the dragon and the gold, and they say, welcome to the Red Dragon, and there's those rope dancers and dragons and masked people, and so anyway, it's a casino.
More importantly, Lee runs into Isabella. They dance, and she tells him, like, we think the plates are right there.
The plates are here somewhere.
So, and, long story short, freaking Carter gives Distraction of the Century of the best Bernie Mac I've ever seen in my life. Of just, so, are you going to be playing at this table? The minimum is this. You gave me $500 chips.
You give everybody me $500 else chips because I'm black. Why everybody at the restaurant table got $1,000 chips and the black man gets a nickel?
This is daggum Bernie
He
Mac.
is the distractor of all distractions, which allows Lee to go into the back and snoop around. But he gets in a fight with some security guards, and then they eventually get a hold of him, and Hu Lee shows up again, and she puts a little grenade in his mouth, and they tape it around him.
That whole scene, though, before that, I went, you know what? I feel like the characters finally understood themselves here. Like,
Yeah.
Carter flat out was like, "Oh, you need a distraction?
Oh,
well,
I
that's
can
what
give you
I
a
do."
distraction. I will do it.
Yeah, she tapes that bomb in his mouth.
And that thing about if you cause any, like, if you get loud or like get a little bit extra around any table in Vegas, they'll send some people to like, hey, let's be cool.
Or Cherokee.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, like they go up to this office, and wouldn't you know it, Ricky Tan's alive.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. Honestly, I didn't.
I remembered him being at the end of this movie. I was like, I can't remember if he died or not, because that was a little sudden for his death. But he explains like, hey, you know, basically, yeah, I had masterminded this whole thing. Like, I'm laundering money through a hotel, casino in Vegas.
Pretty great line of, I'm going to butcher it, but like, who would imagine people paying you money to take their money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine people giving you money and giving them completely nothing back in return.
Yep.
He's like, that's the true American dream. So we have another fight scene, but Isabella reveals herself as Secret Service, and the women's have a fight, and Jackie Chan is just trying to get the detonator the whole time because he's still taped up with that bomb in his mouth.
I figured he was just watching horned up while these girls are fighting. That whole
Ricky
chase
Tan,
sequence and trying to get that is great.
Yeah, Ricky Tan sees Stephen Wright, the hotel billionaire, heading upstairs to grab the plates from the suite that they had it in. He's like, you can't find good help nowhere. So, we fight. Lady gets shot. Jackie Chan falls to the floor to get the detonator. It has, that fun thing of characters trying to find something that's on the floor, and it keeps getting kicked around because everybody's running because there's gunshots and people falling out of windows. So they eventually get upstairs. They get the Hu Lee. We think Hu Lee gets killed by Carter in their fight. And Jackie gets to confront Ricky Tan after he kills the billionaire and tries to walk away with the plates. Gets control of a gun, and Carter finds him up there where he's got Ricky Tan up against the wall with a gun to his face. He's like, go ahead and kill him. Ain't nobody here but us.
God, that's the best. I mean, that whole thing. Just do it. Pull the trigger.
Kill him, Lee.
Pull the trigger.
He done went too far now.
Do it, Lee. Oh, yeah. And then the best thing, he gets so mad, he loses concentration and accidentally kicks him out the daggone window.
Yeah. Tries to shoot, kind of the dumbest thing. Like, he tries to shoot Carter. Carter picks up the rug, and it just goes through that rug. Like, I don't think that's how bullets work, but
It hits his jacket, too. I think he missed.
Well, no, she stabbed him earlier with a sword, and that kept.
Oh, no, the bullet goes through his jacket on the other side.
Oh.
Like, it goes right by his hip. I thought it got blocked somehow again. I'm like, oh, use the same gag twice? That sucks. But
yeah.
No, I think he missed the shot.
They kick, and then as soon as they turn around after Ricky Tan was kicked out the window and onto a car, is Hu Lee with a bunch of C4 in her hand, and is a ticking clock.
And that stunt was wild. It's about to happen. Them jumping out the window.
They jump out the window onto a wire with their jackets and slide all the way down and do the thing with the truck and run alongside it, and cars coming over them in traffic.
There's a scene after they get down there that is real. I don't know if it was on Corridor Crew or not. I know this is real. I looked it up before, but carload of drunken tourists had gotten into a fight with a taxi driver, and the two cars started to chase themselves down the strip and almost hit so many crew members, extras, and the crane that was holding up the camera filming that.
Ooh.
So it's like, oh shoot, they got like a real situation there.
Yeah. But that's the end of the movie. They saved it, and everybody says goodbye at the airport, and Jackie Chan gets a kiss from Isabella. And then Carter and Jackie decide to go to New York because Carter had the hot hand and he won some real money at the casino that morning.
But they're going to see the Knicks, baby.
They go off to New York dancing, having a good time. And that's Rush Hour 2.
I'm going to give you a Brett Ratner piece that I'm not a fan of, which maybe he's doing a good job.
Brett Ratner's a piece of shit, so.
Chris Tucker didn't want to imitate Michael Jackson again.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So at the karaoke scene, Brett Ratner told everyone to film him and don't stop. And Chris Tucker was just goofing off and having fun. That's that entire karaoke scene is they were filming him.
Oh, just
not
doing
a part
what he
of
does.
anything. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I don't remember what I gave Rush Hour last week. I think I gave like a 9-1.
You gave it like something like a 9.25 or something like that.
I'm gonna go 8-9.
I'm gonna give this one 8.5. It's a really good. It's
still great.
I feel like it's just as good as the first, honestly.
And you know what? Watching them, how you and I just did, it's beneficial. Like it's way more enjoyable. I think if I watch this on its own later, I wouldn't think it's as great. But
right,
yeah, it's money. I'm down with it.
Yeah. So now we move on to what we're watching.
Well, I watched all of One Piece.
All of One Piece. What'd you think?
In like a day, 2 days. Yeah, it's good.
I've seen reviews and people have said it's good. So
it's not for everyone, man. It's good. I don't know. My biggest thing is like those like manga guys that get anime.
Yeah.
And Hollywood's like, I want to make this a thing. Like Cowboy Bebop, they dropped the ball. They ruined that whole thing.
That thing was bad.
So bad. But
I like the opening of that show.
Yeah.
Like the very first episode, the opening scene was like really good, but
Cowboy Blues,
yeah,
I think is always the first one. But One Piece is good. Like the they did a good job of like you're going from an anime to a real show. The characters aren't going to be the same. Don't try and make them exactly. Get the spirit right. Get enough. Then let it be its own thing. So I don't know. It was good. Just I was pleasantly surprised. It's not the best thing in the world. I think I text you. It's like they got a lot of really good cosplayers, and one of their friends can do some VFX, and that's it. They probably spent way too much money on it, but they also did a lot of real set work.
That's good.
Like some of the pirate ships are legitimately real.
That's good.
Which is, I mean, it pays off.
I might try to watch it this weekend.
Again, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And you really got to understand the main character. I think he's supposed to be annoying.
Okay.
Overly positive, maybe is the better way to say it. But I don't know. Yeah, it's good. What about you, man?
We'll see.
What you watching?
College football is back, so I watched that this weekend. I know.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, I love that football. I love that football so much, bro.
How sad is everybody around there today after last night?
Dude, hey, I'm a terrible Clemson fan. I could care less. Right. I like the city a lot more than the sports, whatever else. So like, whatever. Not even like football. Let me get on my soapbox. All these babies, college Clemson fans, whatever. Just Clemson lost. Oh, we got to do something about Dabo. Like y'all were sucking them off a couple years ago, and I saw it. I got receipts.
Dude, that's every program in the history of college football. You watch
football. Period. Like I remember people being like, my dad coached football. Sorry, let me make sure that's clear. High school, he had a winning season when they didn't have a season for a while. People were going ballistic. They lost like 3 games the next year. I just remember people, sitting in the stands listening to people yell at my dad. Yeah. And then my mom told me I couldn't stay up there anymore because I yelled back. So,
yeah.
But I don't get it, man. I have a hard time talking, because I do it on this podcast, but I have a hard time talking smack on something I can't do.
Yeah.
So all these really Budweiser-bellied Clemson fans talking smack, like,
I mean,
Come on.
when I'm watching the game, I'm like, oh my god, you have to catch that. But then, because Tennessee, one of our receivers dropped a wide open thing running downfield, like he was by himself, like 60 yards downfield by himself, and then like one of the like older receivers gets on a thing today, and somebody asked him about it, and he was like, dude, sometimes those wide open things are the hardest ones to catch because there's thousands of people in the stands and everyone's expecting you to catch it, and you're thinking about it a lot more. He's like, I've seen him catch that 9 out of 10 times in practice. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, it's fine.
But did all these people butt hurt though? Bunch of
yeah,
babies, man. It's just like, grow up.
I mean, I get perturbed when my team loses, but like I get over it. Like I used to be one of those fans that like it let it ruin my whole week if my team lost, but now it's like it's 20-year-olds catching a ball. So let's all calm down. Let's enjoy the sport and calm down.
I'm a nightmare for people that get into it because I'm just like, dude, it's a game. Who cares? You win some, you lose some. We lost this one. Big deal.
Now in the NFL, when there's money on the line, that's
that is a little bit different. Like,
dude's trying to like, especially like right through preseason when like guys are trying to like make teams and make money and provide their family and stuff. It's like that's a little different. I mean, that's when you can. But anyway, but Ahsoka, watching Ahsoka.
I haven't watched anything yet. I still need to watch one episode.
Those first two are pretty good. The third one is like a transitional episode. Like we're traveling to this place, so let's like have an episode on the ship, and it's like okay, and it was like 30 minutes. So I was like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I started that again on Disney Plus. Hadn't watched that in forever.
I tried it recently. I can't do it.
I got really into it when it first came out because that was like right after the first Avengers, and it was like Josh Whedon's creating a TV show for ABC, and like it's kind of like The Flash. It's silly, and I think the acting on it is better than The Flash, but it's a guilty pleasure thing. It's just like it's a procedural show each week, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing.
It's just an easy comfort show that you can put on in the background sometimes and do whatever.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah. That's it for this week. Next week's Rush Hour 3.
Yeah.
I think they go to Paris. I think that's what I remember from that movie.
I think that's right. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what's the locale? It is Paris. I think it's there the whole time too.
I think it's like L.A. and then they go to Paris.
I remember it was production hell, that movie. It came out 6 years after Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah, hey, one more thing. Just go crap your pants.
Yeah, go crap your pants.
Go ahead and say early. Comments or anything else, crap your pants.
While you're crapping your pants, you can send and you have a suggestion, you can send an email to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram and Threads at Second Take Movies. So for Jake, I'll say we see you next week for Rush Hour 3.